Good morning, everybody. Mike Shea, your Florida business broker. Going to knock out a couple of more of these chapters in that ebook we did a couple weeks ago. I've been lax in getting it done. But we're going to talk about step 3. And again, if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading off the notes here and the book itself, which is available. If you shoot me an email, it should be on every email I send. And all new buyers are getting this thing to help them understand the nuances of doing deals in Central Florida. So step 3 is education. I really think this is the stumbling block. You have to understand, and hence the creation of the book, you have to understand the Florida marketplace is completely different than any other market in the United States because of the MLS system and the culture of co-brokering that exists. So, you know, when you're coming to market and you go out there and you Google and you're looking at YouTube videos or you're looking at books and references that are in like New York or Pennsylvania, the tips and the advice are relative to the marketplace and the experience of the people giving the advice. So you have to understand the ground you're fighting on and the environment you're operating in. So get educated. And there's lots of good resources out there. I think one of the best ones out there is a book by a guy named Richie Parker. Richie Parker's been buying businesses as an entrepreneur for years. He wrote a book and a series called How to Buy a Good Business at a Great Price. He has a book and a course you can take. If you go to diomo.com, that's www.diomo.com. Or if you get the ebook, you're going to click on the link in section 3 that talks about the book, and it's going to give it to you. The other thing you should be referencing and working with is as you pick your broker, make sure that broker has a teacher's heart and that they are trying to educate you and not steer you, which is illegal in real estate practice. But make sure they have a teacher's heart and they're giving you data. There's tons of information, comps, sold statistics, experiential data that brokers have at their fingertips because if they've been in the business a long time, 10, 15, 20 years, they should be able to give you anecdotal info about sectors and categories. There's another thing that's available that most of the good brokers have. It's called the Business Reference Guide. Now, this is 2015's. Every year it gets published. And again, it's the Business Brokers Reference Guide. You can get it from the Business Brokers Press. It's a survey of business types, key information on every type of business you can imagine. And you can buy it directly from their website, and that's Business Brokerage Press. I think it's bbp.com, but if you type in Business Brokerage Press, it's going to give you their stuff. Any good broker should have one. I write a couple sections of that book, specifically lawn care, property management, and some of the other guys in my firm write stuff like that. And it gives you information about things you want to know about. You know, let's see here. I just opened up the fruits and vegetables wholesale rules of thumb. You know, 25% of annual sales, 50% of seller's discretionary earnings, 75% of EBITDA. These are all suggested selling prices. It has some pricing tips. It has, you know, mix and margins depending upon marketplaces, what the industry costs are. You name it. Great data, great rule of thumb that should be reconciled against comps from Pratt Stats or the Business Brokerage Press. Another resource that I think is really good is podcasts. You should be listening to them all the time in your dead time, when you're walking the dog, going for a run, driving in your car. Transworld started one late December, and we now have 19 episodes out. It's called The Deal Board. It is available on iTunes. It is available on YouTube. It is available on Spotify, Stitcher, all of your favorite podcast platforms. And we go through everything from E2 visas to L1 visas to time management to how do you recast financials to how do you sell. And I think that's a great resource. I happen to have a SoundCloud page where I put out and spew nonsense. And then things like what we're doing right now where we give you information. So the key is get educated, understand the terminology, and bring yourself up to speed about the marketplace you're working in. Imposing a view or an approach from another marketplace into a current marketplace isn't going to get a deal done. And we see people struggle because they do that. So that is step 3. If you read the book, we go into better detail on that. But as always, if you have any questions, 321-287-0349, or check out the website, www.yourfloridabusinessbroker.com. Thanks.